Happy National Tabletop Games Day. Listen up, I'm Toy Insanity. This is Liberty Insanity 130. Today is actually the 80th anniversary of D-Day. Those soldiers are, my goodness, they're all 98 or older today. But we're playing catch up. The first Saturday of June is National or World Tabletop Games Day. When I first started the Liberty Insanity Project, there was not a National Board Game Day. But they did just start one this year, which is April 11th, Board Game Day. So this was kind of my default board game day because all board games are tabletop games, but not all tabletop games are board games. It can include card games and, role play, stuff like D&D. Anyway, this is a sequel to Liberty Insanity 45. We looked at the board game Santorini, New York, and Liberty Insanity 96. Rat-a-tat roll. That sure was fun. Today we have a vintage game from 1984. It is called Liberty Island, the Statue of Liberty game. For 2 to 4 players, age 10 to adult. I got this on eBay and I've been excited to look at this. I want to show you this. I got a vintage Liberty thermometer. It's so hot right now, it broke the thermometer. Literally broke my vintage thermometer. This is registering, as you can see, 120 degrees. Get out of town. Now this one comes with a figure and some pieces. Let's see if we can look at the board. Great. Look at the back of the box. The bottom, the back. Wow, there's the entire Emma Lazarus poem. We read this on Mother's Day. You are the captain. Guide your ship to liberty and open the doors to America. Sail through New York Bay like your fathers and forefathers to the island they call Ellis and the land they call Liberty. Hoist your flag in Battery Park, give your regards to Broadway, watch a game at Yankee Stadium, or visit the Bronx Zoo. Emma Lazarus poem, 1883, The New Colossus. Illustrator and graphic artist Tommy Montanez, 1984. Diamond edition, Caps Inc., 1984. I'll try to look that up and see if we can find anything else. This seems to be just a souvenir Liberty you could have got in New York in the 80s. I don't think it's anything particular or specific to this game. Very lightweight, made in Hong Kong, lightweight plastic. Okay, let's see this board. This might be okay. Of the 3 I've explored, this is definitely the biggest board. My gosh. And it smells very vintage. 84, baby, a 40-year-old board game. Lady Liberty goes here. We got some tokens, some dice, 4 ships. Everything is collapsing. Wind. Rules. No cards of any kind. Alright, I'm going to read the rules. Alright, my recording device shut off, so I scanned the rules while I waited for it to cool down. Honestly, this sounds like a very boring game. And, nothing is really cooperating right now. I really collect these things, for the artwork. I frame my other 2 boxes. And we get some cool buildings here. And I like this one. I was intrigued by this 40-year-old game anyway because it came with the Liberty figure, even though I think it's just a straight off the souvenir shelf. But it is 40 years old. Tabletop's game day. Liberty Island is about the early days of the 20th century when people came from all lands, escaping turmoil and poverty, religious tyranny, and governmental brutality. YouTube hates these words. They came from all corners of the globe, past the lady holding the torch of freedom to the island they called Ellis and the land they called Liberty. See, it's a copy like this that have people confusing Ellis Island with Liberty Island. It's a whole Mandela effect. They're different islands, people. People came to the new city forming segregated sections like Chinatown and Little Italy. As the years passed and the country grew, the city became one, and we all became Americans in the land we call the melting pot. Liberty Island is quite simple. A player chooses a ship and a bag of tokens. So you can play as green, red, blue, or orange. You must move in consistent 3 horizontal city squares. So you're going to move through squares. Oh, there's some names of New York landmarks. Yeah, let's just read these. So this half is the same as this half. Yankee Stadium, Central Park, Broadway, Washington Square, Battery Park, New York Stock Exchange, Empire State Building, Grand Central, Bronx Zoo, Chinatown, United Nations, World Trade Center. R.I.P. Ellis Island, Staten Island, Staten Island, Ellis Island, Liberty Island, Liberty Island. Start. And we get taxis and buses and subways. First player rolls the die and moves the ship in the direction which it is pointed. That plan's next to something. Movement, transportation, city squares, Statue of Liberty squares. Whew, my goodness. End of play, the game is over and all play stops after every city site is covered. So you got to get to these squares, and then it's like a Monopoly kind of function. You have the deed. You put these on to represent the deeds of these landmarks that you own. The player has the most rows at the end of the game wins. If there are equal rows, the player with the most city squares wins. If they're equal, then the following list determines the winner. Double, taxi, bus, subway. A ship that moves in front of a passport will turn around and be able to land on a square, which is named the player with the most rows can win by filling the remaining city squares. What a day, what a time to be alive. Liberty Island. Vintage board game. National Tabletop Games Day.